Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Dead Walking Dead character video. Today, we're looking at the so-called warlord and leader of Riverbend, Ian. Ian is of course male, he is played by Michael Biehn. He is early to mid-60s and first appeared in Warlords. Nothing is known about Ian's life before the outbreak, but after it began, he joined the Riverbend group, located in an apartment complex. He wasn't the leader at first, but eventually became it. During his time as leader, he encountered at least 20 murderers, rapists, raiders, and cannibals, all of which he killed to protect his group. One of these raiders was a man called Billy Johnson, who tried to lead him and his people out on the road to raid him and his group. However, Ian saw through his lies and killed him, and likely his raider friends. Ian would collect the skulls of these attackers and put them in his office. One day, Negan joined the group and was welcomed by Ian. He likely was at Negan's wedding to Annie, a member of his community. Sometime before the episode, Ian came across the destroyed shipment and also began to find mysterious MREs and water left by Aaron. In Season 11, Ian is first seen when Aaron, Gabriel, Toby, and Jesse are brought to his office, and he tells them to sit. Once seated, he turns around and listens to Aaron talk about the Commonwealth. He laughs at it being described as like the old world, and points out Gabe being a priest, and asks if they have hookers, gambling, among downsides to society. Gabe says he hasn't seen any of that, and Ian lets Aaron have his bag, and is shown iPhone pictures of the Commonwealth. Ian asks about how to be let in, and when he hears about the screening process, he laughs, saying, "Let me get my tap dancing shoes." He asks about his location, but Carlson speaks up, saying he can't tell him. Ian questions why he is talking to Aaron. He then directs them to his skulls, and tells the story about them all being wolves dressed as sheep. He questions Toby how dumb it'd be if he lets them go, knowing where they live, and suddenly he demands he gets on his knees, pointing a gun to him. Carlson says he'd be dumb to let them go, and he tells them about Billy Johnson and threatens to kill Jesse if they don't disclose where their raiding party is. Aaron asks if they look like raiders, but Ian says they're wolves in sheep's clothing. However, Gabe points out this place is a shithole. Ian pivots, saying they're cannibals, but Aaron points out the absurdity and how they've helped them with food and water. Aaron promises to leave and not bother them again if he lets them go. Ian utters, "What a day," turns his back from Carlson, but Carlson shockingly grabs Ian's gun and shoots him and kills his guards. Carlson leaves and soon has Ian dragged into the entranceway of the complex. Carlson asks about the massacred soldiers and the missing weapons, but Ian denies involvement. Carlson hits him and Ian admits he was there, but it was already like that when he got there. Carlson calls him a liar and hits him again, causing Gabriel to punch him. Ian calls him dickless and says, "If I found those weapons, don't you think I'd..." And this happens to Ian. Shot in the head by Toby Carlson. Carlson mocks him and then violently kicks his body. Ian's body is likely going to just be left there to rot. Who knows, maybe the Commonwealth will be nice and bury him, or maybe Annie and Negan will come back eventually and bury him. Who knows, but R.I.P. Ian, the warlord. Ian was a bit of a sadistic, brutal leader, and probably somewhat of a bad person. However, he didn't deserve to die like he did. He was there to show how insane Carlson was, and served his purpose. We might learn more about Ian through Annie, Negan, or one of the other unnamed members of Riverbend, and I do hope we do. Thanks for watching, tell me your thoughts on Ian, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.